And on to the Rift we go. Kicking off, see exactly where the level 1 is going to take things to start off. Steel, of course, opting for the Predator on the Lilia. Keeping an eye in general on Oner's Talon, ready to see what he can do on this pick. But it looks like DFM potentially ready for something spicy here.
Yeah, will it be an early invade or will it be a late invade? We've seen Lilia's late invade for Raptors. Faker's going to put a soldier there, but I don't think it spots it with the vision line yet. But I think it does now because they walked into it. Canna's going to E over the wall with Keria as well, so a little bit of cheeky level 1s going on here from both teams.
Yeah, you can see if you can catch anyone off guard there. Graves E level 1, it's good for lane anyway. It's not really much of a sacrifice there by any means. And might be able to get a little bit of damage here off on Heavy.
Mana flow.
Spell Thieves as well. 20 gold lead. It's a wrap.
Take those.
And that's the SKT, rather T1.
That's that early game that we were talking about.
That's that early game we were talking about.
20 gold.
Check the gold lead.
Absolutely massive.
Don't lie.
The individual discrepancy is already coming through here. No, of course, I was curious to see exactly how long the Yuumi was going to stay. I thought maybe that's why they picked the Jhin, if they were just going to straight up commit to Canna going for the full invade. But for now, it looks like DFM are going to commit to giving the leash here in the early game, matched by T1. So neither bot lane going to have too big of an advantage or disadvantage from the early decision, as it has been matched on both sides.
And Jhin does always give really nice leashes if you stay for that 4th shot there, as Gumayusi. I'm going to be interested to see how DFM wants to play out this early game, if they are trying to play it more passively, just try to defend on that top side to minimize loss for Evie, because they do have a really strong 5v5. When you look at the ability to potentially combo in with Orianna, Leona engage, the ability to follow up on that with the Lilia as well. There's a lot of squishy members on SKT, but if they get ahead, it's going to be difficult for DFM to keep pace.
Yeah, it's all about DFM closing the gap, essentially. Like, Jhin can play max range with W's and the curtain call. Faker will have a lot of range on the Azir and can choose to go in whenever with the shuffle combo. But just for now in the early game, it looks like both junglers are pathing top. They will meet in topside river. Oner starting red and Steel starting blue. I mean, Steel will have red buff for longer if they do fight each other in the topside river. But Canna should have push, and you expect Oner to try to contest that.
See how much more action they want to commit to on the top side for now, as mentioned. Just a jungle cleared, a little bit of pressure on the bottom side for Gumayusi and Keria, of course. Level 1, that range advantage is going to be the biggest factor. Gaeng still level 1 from DFM, so Yutapon, they are opting to concede the push for now, as it's the ever so thrilling battle for push in the mid lane that we'll probably continue to see until a jungler rears their head here.
Yeah, but if you look at the map right now, T1 have 3 pushing lanes. Bot has the push, top has the push, mid is contesting, but looks like it's winning out on the trades. So when both junglers full clear and look to crabs, Oner might be able to look for some kind of double crab unless Steel backtracks down to bot side.
I'm going to be interested to see if T1 tries to use their bot side priority to actually defend the bottom crab while Oner takes top crab, try to do a double scuttle that way, or if Steel's even going to look towards it, because it does feel pretty risky to actually try to challenge in the river when T1 is just pushing in so far, and especially with Evie this low already.
Yeah, and just as you say that, as Gumayusi walks up and puts a ward in the bot side river to spot out Steel when he does go for that. They should know bot leash, but they're going in for 2v2.
Quick lockup, Yuumi coming out trying to body block as much as possible. Yutapon though is burning, has to be careful, the reload coming in. Yutapon flashing on safety, ticking, and a Yuumi grabbing the first blood, cat's out of the bag, and Gaeng might reach right into a body bag after a play like that. Has to run for the hills. He's got a flash, he's gonna hold it, he'll wait as long as possible, but T1 coming out swinging.
Yeah, DFM trying to go for a big play there, but didn't have the damage. You know, I think underestimating the exhaust there from Keria. It's so difficult when you shift in aggressively and you get exhausted immediately like that. They don't have the damage to actually finish off the Jhin, and now Aria getting pushed back incredibly hard.
Yeah, the map's in such a rough state for T1. Both junglers are full clear and they're both pressing tab, looking at their lanes like, hey, top's down 10 CS, bot dive 2v2, my mid laner's getting pushed in. What's happening? And if you look at the combat summoners, T1 have 3, DFM have 2. Ezreal is also Eing in front of 3 range creeps, right? So he's taking so much damage. Keria can kind of dismount from Gumayusi and auto-attack him as well. So bit of an overextension there from the DFM bot lane.
I think Keria played it really well. You know, the immediate jump off of Gumayusi, stand in between the Ezreal and the Jhin. The Qs can't actually come through at that point, and it does make it pretty difficult. Faker going to be able to slide to safety. I like the move from Gaeng, because that is one of the advantages that you do have on Leona.
And any mid laners out there will know how annoying that is when you're playing Azir and you get ganked by the enemy spot. Even if you don't die, the fact that you have to use WEQ to dash away, you lose your whole mana pool. So it looks like Faker might have to TP back, unless he saves it for the bot play, which might come in, but no, Gaeng just trying to contest this pink ward. Will get it, and Faker will TP back to the mid lane. But if you just look at across the CS numbers, DFM are really struggling right now.
And I think in general, this was the T1 early game we were expecting to see. T1, of course, is a team, one of the strongest, if not the strongest early game in the LCK. Now, they don't always close it out cleanly, but they always build these leads cleanly, and it's something that DFM are experiencing firsthand now as Oner just goes into the mid lane, just going to lay down a little bit of damage and help Faker secure the push.
This is looking rough for Evie up on the top lane. The first plate is nearly already down pre-5 minutes. So that was with the turret defenses, with like double damage being taken to actually knock that down. He's already massively ahead in the farm. Does have his TP, but I think it's going to be a really, really tough one for Evi. If they lose control of mid lane, you're going to have Oner playing in the top side jungle, which means Steel can't actually get up there and threaten Canna, but the tower shots...
Canna running for his life. Oner on the way in. It's a little bit of damage, but not nearly enough. Grit not stacked means Evi cannot finish the job.
Yeah, and Canna has TP, so he's going to definitely TP back here. Eevee will probably match him, and Oner's just being such a nuisance. You see how mid was losing the push there for a split second? He ran, pushed it out with Faker, went to the enemy Raptors, spotted out Steel so his lanes can keep pushing, and then took away his Crux because he's being such a nuisance. Steel can't contest because he has no pryos. So Oner, his only real job in this game is to find the enemy jungler so these pushing lanes don't get collapsed on.
And you're so incredibly safe to do that as Talon. You know, you can just parkour out to safety if you run into the Lilia. Now, pre-6, Lilia has really no recourse about it. Can't do anything for this. And Steel now trying to look towards the bottom side, but easily spotted out. And Faker's now moving down towards that river. So you're gonna have to see Steel being pretty careful.
You got a feel for Steel. There's really no windows to find anything. I mean, you go towards bot, but Gaeng has no flash, so they can't gap close onto Gumayusi. The only real positive DFM have right now is Evi saved his TP. So maybe they can find some kind of TP play on bot when the T1 goes for a Drake or some kind of bot play, because he's the only TP available on the entire map right now. But if the lanes stay in the current state, DFM is going to fall further and further behind.
And it's difficult too, because even if you go for that TP bot lane, you know Graves is taking at least one plate on the top side. So if you go and the play does not work out, you're putting yourself even further down. Lots of pressure on a single TP.
It's so difficult to actually TP away from that wave when it's just relentlessly being shoved to your tower. As you say, there's going to be free damage put down. And it's also pretty obvious to T1 where that advantage is. They don't actually have to make any sort of proactive play right now because they're kind of just passively winning out in all the lanes. Graves is getting more and more of an advantage on that top side. So you can chill, you can play it safe and just make sure that you're not dying to any sort of a TP flank from Evi, because that was kind of the DFM bread and butter in play, and that's how they got a lot of their advantages down on the bot side, was through these cross-map plays.
Yeah, and the only danger of playing a Yuumi lane is the enemy support can obviously roam, right? You can have the push and you can win the lane and they're winning the 2v2. But if you look at Keria right now, he's pairing up with Oner or he'll pair up with Gumayusi. Those are his timers, whereas Gaeng can kind of play on his own and look for mid-gangs. If they don't work out, you just keep falling further and further behind. Gaeng's just losing XP. He's looking for a play that really isn't there. But now Oner and Keria have paired up. Steel and Gaeng have paired up. That could be a 2v2.
Oner walking forward. Stun now coming in. Steel got the level 6 as well. They're trying to lock down the town for as long as possible. Yumi's bringing in a lot of healing. The Ignite as well. Taking that's the Shadow Assault, bring the blades right back. And Steel now has to run for the hills. He's trying to put him to sleep, but it doesn't look like he's going to have nearly enough damage. 2 for T1. Aria trying to make his way out. Oner very low. The Ezreal taking him down, but Aria just going to have to walk away from this one. Faker wants a kill too, but it looks like Curtain Call might have to be the final answer here. One last bullet, one more hitting. A little wide there, expecting the backstep, but will not predict it.
Yeah, he almost got the third shot in there, the fourth shot in there to take down Aria. DFM even stepped into the river to contest anything, and T1 just instantly punished them.
Man, look how rich Keria is, by the way. He bought a Lost Chapter. he's going damage. I think he's just probably going to go Lunens here. Got the early kill, just picked up a second, and has been constantly proccing the Spell Thieves because they were playing with the push. That's one of the things that's so nice about these Spell Thief supports, is you can get the gold off the tower, and here it is one more time. Oner running into Gaeng. There's just not nearly enough damage to actually knock down this town.
Yeah, we see it in the Axe Effect replay here. Oner goes for the 2v2. But the thing is, they're a little bit split up. Gaeng and Steel aren't exactly on the same page because they're not together, right? Gaeng is looking for the play alone. And essentially what happens there is Oner face checks him, and it's responsive play. Hey, he's face checking me. Steel, come here. But the thing is, Faker can move quickly, and the 3v3 already kicks off, and Gaeng's dead.
And the thing is, against a champion with as much sustain as Yuumi, if you split your damage, if you split your focus, you're not killing your intended target, and doubly so when you're very rapidly falling behind in gold. That said, you say Ludens, I say Kanna's gotta run, and that was an oopsie. Steel now hopping her way in, prancing. He's getting dunked down. Is it enough? Oner on the way in. They might still be able to turn this. Kanna might just be a killable. Steel, you're just too squishy. Oh, the Bambi flashbacks from MSI. They're coming in clutch. Kanna's still gonna get taken down. Big fist comes in from Evi, and Oner gonna make it at least 2 for 1.
You know, the Gandalf meme where he has, I have no memory of this, you know? Where Kanna flashed away and it loops back into the team. What happened? It was a 2 for 1. We won the play.
It was a bait, didn't you see? Perfect setup there for Oner. And people say Graves doesn't have gank assist.
There it is. Just not quite assisting the right team, but it works out.
Good bait overall, but you can see the power of Talon, right? Oner just feels like he's at the right place at the right time. Yes, he's been full clearing, but he's found Steel multiple times on top side, and you can use process of elimination. Steel's top side. I pushed him on his top side. Faker.
Go. Aria getting scooped back. Talon does big damage. Shockwave good, but doesn't look like it's going to be good enough. Aria's still walking though. The Soldier's going to finish the job. Faker going to grab another one. That's a 4.5k gold lead to 10 minutes.
And that's the punish on the missing flash thanks to Gumayusi's roam earlier. The Jin ult forced that out. They know they can get a kill, and now it's a smooth Herald transition right towards mid. And this game is quickly getting out of hand. They're already 4k up. Make it just about 5.
Yeah. And the thing is, for T1, Oner especially is someone who I've kept my eye on a lot from tracking the pros. This guy is the highest elo player in solo queue right now out of all bootcamp players in Worlds. He's almost like top 10, I think, on the ladder, and he has such good raw mechanics as he goes on to steal.
Now going in, easy fast kill pickup. Not going to see the Zenith Blade connect from Gaeng either, so that's it. He just walks out, walks in.
He's just taking over the map. How can Yutapon even go into bots right now? If Oner flips over that wall, that's going to be really scary.
And guys, I think I figured it out. It's not a Luden's angle. It's an Everfrost angle. You see, if you strap a snare to a Talon, nobody's getting out.
I mean, all this extra damage, that... Oh, this is Faker going in. It's just going to be for a trade. But I mean, Keria does a significant amount of extra damage at this point in the game, right? And, you know, it's so easy for Oner to actually reach lethal damage with him strapped on. They have the Ignite, they have all the damage from the ult, and he's going a damage build. And Keria is really a real threat here when paired up with Oner.
Yeah. DFM really struggling this game, of course. They're so far behind, almost 6k gold down in 11 minutes. But I think the fact that they're even here is such a big achievement for the region, right? We've said it many times before, but the first LGL team ever to make a World's group stage is a huge, huge achievement for this team and then for the region itself. And anything on top of that's just like cream on top of the pie.
Sure, absolutely. And I think generally, when we look at how a lot of the smaller regions will take games off the bigger regions, it's usually through strong, aggressive, surprising early game. That said, that's where T1's strongest. So right now, things are looking very difficult. Evie going to go for the dunk back, going to pull in with the haymaker as well. Faker looking a little bit low, but Evie now going to be in trouble. Faker not afraid whatsoever, pushes him back, goes golden. He's playing for style points at this point.
Yeah, Faker just TP's top. Aria doesn't have it. He had to TP back to lane because he keeps getting ganked.
Felt the air on his backside.
Just stretched his back. A little massage there.
The sniper's training on his head. He just happens to duck at the last moment. Here comes Oner. Little kitty cat strapped to his back, and I don't think they can go for the dive here, but maybe they can get turned on. Do they have enough burn damage? Shadow Assault now comes out. He's still trying to get it done. Gore Drinker keeping him healthy. He's got a Yuumi to ferry him out to safety.
Red Smite almost got him.
Oh, that was really close, actually. They were going pretty aggressive there. I mean, they didn't even have the Yuumi ult available. They're just igniting the Leonos at like 80% health, and now TP coming in here from Evie. They're looking for another play.
Canna has to wait on the dash until Set goes for the pullback. Now trying to walk back into range of Keria. He's got a big shield now coming in. Yuumi all being used early there. He's going to find the triple snare now. Going golden here on the Lilia. Damage going to get flashed away from Evie. Now going to be in trouble. And again, T1 just turning this play right back in their favor. Evie can run, but he's not going to get anything done.
T1 is everywhere and anywhere. Faker's back in top lane. Keria's roaming top. Gumayusi's running bot. Steel's dead.
Yeah,
where did this cat come from? It's just a lone cat just wandering up the river.
Whose cat is this?
This is the
Somebody lock this thing up. This is ridiculous.
This is the
problem. Is that yours, Kazel?
No, it's not my cat. It's not my cat. But this is the problem. I feel so bad for Steel. All 3 lanes are getting pushed in, but you have to do something.
Is this the problem? That Yuumi has as much gold as the Orianna? Is that what you're
the enemy jungler?
Yeah. Because that could be a problem.
Yeah. You know, generally, I don't think the games where the Yuumi has as much gold as I do go well, I would say. Gaeng, though, running. Still very tanky. Talon doing a lot of flips. He looks very cool.
He's dead. Gaeng trying to get deep vision, but...
Yeah, that's it.
T1 kind of own the map right now. They own more than the river, so if you step in it, you're getting collapsed on non-stop. And DFM, almost 10k gold lead. They're really running out of plays.
Yeah, I really don't like how Oner stole the kill from their carry, though. You know, Keria really
he could have got Ludens on the next page.
Exactly. Sloppy stuff.
Kind of weird, man.
This is like maximum ancient Egypt playstyle. You respect the cat. Do not disrespect the cat. Cats are sacred. Give the cat all the kills. All right, Gumayusi pushing in the tower. This one should be easy. He has been a spectator to this absolute bloodbath. His job is to take the farm while Faker and Oner and Keria get to have some fun here in the mid lane. Aria just barely holding on. I don't think he thinks it's very fun.
Yeah, when the game's this fast-paced, does T1 really care about dragons? It's a scaling objective, you know, stack up a few drakes, but no. Oner's just gonna gank bot, he's gonna gank mid. Now he's in top lane. Keria's chilling. Faker's taking mid tower. Yeah, it's a rough one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That's my analysis.
I was going to say, there's not really a lot more to say than that. Faker is currently level 11, Bastille's level 9. He's trading damage with the tower in exchange for damage on the Lilia, which is never a good sign when someone can do that with confidence.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the completed items across the board, it just gets so difficult. Ludens is done now for Keria. Let's go!
I need to see the damage done.
Yeah, I want to see the damage done.
We got to get the damage done. Marcus, if you're listening, we need the damage done. This Yuumi has to be carrying the game right now.
Gumayusi just been pushing bot and pressing W every now and then, and Keria has probably like triple his damage right now. But maybe the play can come in from DFM. They don't have any TPs.
Right. Gumayusi?
Nope.
Oh, Gaeng misstepped. You thought the cat attached to someone was the threat, but it's the solo cat you got to be scared of. Gaeng running for the hills. The curtain call going a little bit wide, but the final shot is going to connect.
At this point, really, the Jin should attach to the Yuumi.
Yeah, that's true.
He can start riding around on the book, sniping people.
He's got Swift, he's got a Gale Force. His only job is just to run and then Gale Force towards someone else so Yuumi can reattach.
If Keria buys like Berserker Greaves and then starts running around the map.
Oh man,
my God.
Look at the damage. That's so much damage.
And that's
20% of his health.
That's going to be bot tower as well. T1 have all 3 altars. I mean, props to T1, of course, for making so many plays around the map and just making sure that every single play DFM go for, which has majority of the time been either Steel looking for a gank or Gaeng looking for some kind of roam, they've just instantly shut it down.
And your LoL Esports stats update, Jin at 2.5k damage, Yuumi at more than 5k.
There you go.
Double.
Yep.
That's what you expect. Now, of course, see, DFM can hold on in this play. Gaeng still going for the aggressive engage here onto Oner, but Oner just going to leap right back onto safety. Aria in the area. It's going to be a sleepy Graves. He manages to get over the wall. Big shadow assault. Oh, parkour. Here we go, baby. Assassin's Creed. Jump forward, leap in. That's some Nakazi and diplomacy. A triple kill for Oner.
Oh, I took the quadra. No. Oner took Keria's quadra.
Yeah, Oner took the quadra.
From Keria.
That was an easy quadrangle.
And look, it's Worlds. It's high stakes. But it's also a 14k gold lead.
Yeah.
DFM, they're going to have more games, they're going to have more opportunities, but until they start making the comeback, it's kind of hard to believe that it's
I mean,
possible.
you take a look up at the top lane, and it's an Iron Spike whip and a couple rubies against 2 full items, so that one's looking tough, and they're cracking the base here already 17 minutes in.
Yeah.
T1 looking incredible.
Yutapon let the inhib die, so maybe
it's a freeze angle.
Maybe we're freezing in bot.
That's a comeback.
Yeah. It's a freezer in bot angle, and late game, I guess.
How late is late game?
We're talking 40, 50,
Tomorrow.
60 days.
And the new Axe Effect replay look as Oner shamelessly steals 3 kills from Keria.
Man, the amount of AoE damage coming out here on the re-engage.
Yeah.
Graves ult comes through, the Talon ult plus the Rake across multiple
with the
members.
Gore
Drinker as well, hitting multiple members. They just get absolutely roasted.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a mental breaker for me at least. DFM holding on strong for now. See, maybe they can find that single pick, they can find that angle. The problem is, Keria is always in the area, and he's building X-Tech Alternator. No, he could have built like anything remotely supportive. He's here to one-tap
I was
people.
expecting the death cap, to be honest.
Well, Oner might be caught.
Okay, a little bit of nothing gonna happen. Now it's the curtain call coming out. Boom, boom. Gumayusi doesn't even really get a chance to fire his ult. His opposition is already dead.
Well, Evi's got a kill, so he's got 1 kill more than everyone else. Take that, team.
Having a step forward. Board Drinker maybe to keep him. Oh,
dead now.
no. Dies mid suplex. They wanted to get it, but it is not going to happen.
That's
the
my
thumbs
favorite
up
emote.
Teemo.
That's my favorite emote. The thumbs up from Teemo. Scout approved.
I don't think
You like
this...
it more than just the classic tried and true regular thumbs
I like
up?
normal thumbs up first.
Scout approved is a banger.
I just... Yeah. If this is the power of the Scout's code, I'm sold. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's going to be mid inhib falling at 19 minutes in. Bot inhib down. There's a wave coming in. T1 can move top as well. So DFM, they have to make some kind of play on this top inhib because having 3 inhibs down at 19 minutes, it's all but done.
Yep. At this stage of the game, T1 beating them with their wallets. They can afford to eat all these skills and still probably survive. That's going to be the engage. That's
There's Oner.
Shockwave. But there goes Oner to the back wave. There goes Faker with the double push. Evie now pulling back with the Haymaker. Just not going to do much at all. But they are going to grab 1 kill. 1 kill traded back. Steal finally getting his revenge. But T1 look to finally take this game. 19 minutes in. Absolute barn burner. They might struggle to end it here just due to the raw power of the towers. But with that timer so long, they should be able to close it.
Yeah, Gaeng standing in base. He's laughing on the camera. There's really not much you can do at the early stages. First 5 to 10 minutes when all the plays were shut down. It's desperation plays non-stop and the chances just keep slipping and slipping away from your hands. T1 with a statement game for their first great game of World 2021.